Have you ever wondered who has the world's largest electric car charging network? Well, the race actually isn't even close. By far the world's largest charging network belongs to China. Hello my friends, welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to have you here on the channel. Welcome to all the new people. Been a huge number of new subscribers lately. Really good to have you here on board. If you're new, make sure you check out some of the 650 plus videos we have created. By the time you're watching this, it might be 660. Over the last 6 months alone. Now, there's a lot of information you will not find anywhere else on YouTube about what is really going on everywhere globally in the electric car industry. And it's probably not what you think if you've been watching some of the other channels that like to focus on just a couple of things. Now, China has built the world's largest charging network with 2.3 million chargers as of September. That is an increase of 57% from the same time period last year. And I mean, this is just the start of December. So you can imagine over the last 3 months, that's probably increased by about another maybe 20%. I'm guessing we're looking at about 2.6 to 2.7, maybe 2.8 million chargers right now in China. Now, of course, this isn't that many if you think about it, because this is the world's largest electric car market by a huge margin. More than 50% of electric cars sold worldwide are sold in China right now. It's insane. And of course, there's 1.3 billion people in China. But at the moment, there's huge room for growth, especially in the smaller, more affordable electric car space, because, believe it or not, a lot of Chinese still don't own cars. If you actually compare them to the West, car ownership is still far, far lower. So I see a huge potential for growth here. One reason is because electric cars cost, well, you can get an electric car, a pretty good one, for around about $5,000 in China. It's insane. Part of the reason you can get one for such a good price is because the Chinese government subsidizes the cars at the manufacturing level and at the state subsidy level. There's all these different subsidies, but at the manufacturing level from the government, and also at the sale level. So the manufacturer gets a subsidy and the person buying the car also gets a subsidy. Now, citing data from the China Electric Vehicle Charging Infrastructure Promotion Alliance, the report said China added 237,000 public charging piles in the first 9 months of this year, bringing the number to 1.1 million by the end of September. That's an increase of 72.3% from a year earlier. Now, what they're saying is the public charging pile would be the main point in which all the chargers then run off. So that's 237,000 points where they have multiple chargers coming from that one point. Now, the enormous growth of the battery swap network is also one of the factors behind China's charging infrastructure reaching the largest scale in the world, according to the report. The report cites NIO co-founder Qin Li Hong as saying that NIO has built a total of 546 battery swap stations in China as of October the 20th. Now, CNAV Post often reports on what NIO is up to. They really like NIO. And they have daily reports from what's going on with NIO. Well, the crazy thing is NIO is literally building battery swap stations every day. Every day the number increases by around about 2 or 3. So even though they had 546 on October the 20th, they now have, I think, about 650 or 680. It's around that number somewhere there. It's actually quite incredible what NIO is doing with their battery swap network. It's not going to be all that long before, in most major cities in China, you can get a battery swap probably within, say, 10 kilometers of wherever you are. Now, the latest data from CNAV Post shows that as of October the 28th. Now, of course, this is only for owners of NIO vehicles. Here's a quote. "This is the 198th time I use the battery swap service. It's convenient and it's fast," said a NIO owner in Wuxi, Jiangsu province, as quoted in the report by the People's Daily. Now, driven by electric car policy, the number of battery swap stations in China has grown rapidly, rising from 555 at the end of 2020 to 890 at the end of September, the report said. So there are other electric car brands also building out battery swapping stations. Now, it seems as though, interestingly, if you're investing, that this could point to NIO having big growth. Even though NIO's electric car sales haven't been as high this year as Xpeng's, they do have a lot of potential when you think that this is kind of a state-sponsored concept here, the battery swapping. Now, starting the second half of this year, China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIIT, and the National Energy Administration jointly launched a nationwide plot of battery swap mode application for new energy vehicles, the report said. The MIIT issued a notice on Thursday announcing the launch of the pilot project on the application of battery swap models for new energy vehicles, according to a report yesterday by CNET Post. In a sense, China is saying, we want you to do what NIO's doing. We want to stand out from everyone else globally. We want to be able to have people have battery swapping stations for all different types of brands all over the place. Now, obviously, NIO is the only manufacturer that is doing this on a mass scale that we know of. So clearly, the Chinese government, to some degree, is kind of artificially helping NIO here. Now, the first 11 cities to be included in the pilot are Beijing, Nanjing, Wuhan, Sanya, Chongqing, Changchun, Hefei, Jinan, Yibin, Tangshan, and Baodu. The last three of which will focus on the heavy truck sector. So, here we have it. Not only does China have the most electric car charging stations in the world, they're also pioneering this new idea, right? Trucks need batteries. They need to be charged. Why don't we just have batteries all over the place? They can just, when they get to another city, rather than charging and sitting there and waiting for an hour and charging a massive battery pack, they can just swap the battery. And literally, it only takes about 3 minutes to swap your battery in your NIO vehicle. I'm guessing it wouldn't be too much longer than that in a truck or some sort of big vehicle in the heavy truck sector. Now, the goal of this pilot reportedly is to facilitate the sale of more than 100,000 additional battery swap enabled vehicles and the establishment of more than 1,000 battery swap stations for trucks. So, China doesn't want to just take over the electric consumer car market. They also want to take over the heavy trucking market. How long do you think it is before we're seeing electric trucks all over China, as in everywhere? It won't be long. It won't be long. Why? One reason, it all comes down to cost. It is way cheaper to own and run and operate an electric vehicle versus an electric truck versus a gas diesel-powered truck. Way cheaper. So, China is obviously doing what they've done with the electric car market, consumer car market. They're doing this, applying the same philosophy to the trucking industry, where they want to dominate that industry as well. Now, it's very clear, it doesn't matter what you want to happen. It doesn't matter that I don't particularly want this to happen, but China will most certainly dominate the electric car and the entire car industry by 2030. When I say dominate, I mean they'll have over 50% of the market worldwide. It's just inevitable. There's nothing that anyone can do to stop that at this point. If you've been watching the channel for the last 6 months, you'll know that that's just fact. It's not my opinion. It's just what's going to happen. Now the question is, how much of the heavy trucking sector will they also own? Thanks for watching the channel. Look forward to seeing you again on the next one. Bye-bye.